Anambra is perhaps the most politically vibrant and intriguing state in the southeast geopolitical zone and indeed the entire nation, Nigeria. Intertwined with the Anambra story is the people's political consciousness, their alertness, awareness and knowledge about how they are governed, who governs them, and ultimately, in what measures democratic dividends reach them. Anambra State has its share of unique people. People who understand that courage is not the absence of fear, rather, the judgment that something else is more important than fear, something like truth, and the conviction that political power can only be about improving people's lives. One man who has personified principle, courage and resilience in the arena of Anambra politics and governance is the governorship candidate of the Zenith Labour Party, Obiora Okonkwo, popularly called Dikeora.
It's November 6th. November 6th, the judgment today.
Life providence makes his story unique. He is a native of Ogidi in Idemili North local government in Anambra State, but was born in Gombe State. That was on December 5, 1965. Obiora Okonkwo holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Political Science with distinction from the prestigious Russian Academy of Science and the Fellowship Doctorate from the Institute of Chartered Mediators and Conciliators of Nigeria. A master's degree in economics, again with distinction from the Russian People's Friendly University, Moscow, was preceded by first class in economics from the same university. Okonkwo began his humble journey in Onitsha, Anambra State, where he combined trading with schooling. He has to his credit several publications. Obiora Okonkwo is an accomplished entrepreneur and he chairs the boards of several companies. He is currently the president of Nigeria-Russia Chamber of Commerce and Industry. An outstanding philanthropist, Okonkwo has to his credit several prestigious awards such as the 2019 Sun Newspaper's Entrepreneur of the Year Award and the Michael Okpara Leadership Prize in Business. There is no doubt that Dr. Obiora Okonkwo is solid and built a pedigree that has prepared him to govern the people of Anambra State. In protest over the outcome of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) primary election, where the party abandoned its constitution and picked its governorship candidate through an illegal process, Okonkwo resigned from the PDP. His movement to Zenith Labour Party (ZLP) became necessary following a groundswell of pressure from political and community leaders, opinion molders, stakeholders, support groups, and institutional advocates.
This is an opportunity Zenith Labour Party should not miss. Because if you check the calculations in Anambra, you may say that it will be too close to call, but it will be in favor of the Zenith Labour Party. We are doing this unveiling today to bring to you and to unveil to you that candidate of our party that will be running as governor. And we want a situation where the first 5 parties must be subjected to thorough, what do they call it? Debate. There must be debates. You must come and tell Anambra people what you have done for yourself, what you have done for the people of Anambra State and your constituency. If you have held government position before, you must tell Anambra people how you assisted them with the position you occupied. If you were there and you were selfish, you didn't help anybody, then it means you don't have the acumen to serve the people of Anambra State. You must also speak to Anambra people. What you do about unemployment, what you do about the economy of the state, your contact to bring investors to the state, what will be your position on the infrastructure? How would you turn Oka that is still looking like a glorified local government, turn it to look like a state like other states? These are the issues that must be interrogated.
I wouldn't want to bore you with the story of how I got to this Zenith Labour Party. You may have heard, you may have known, but for me, whatever it was is a thing of the past. And I consider it a divine event. This is exactly what and where God has prepared for me and my able deputy to run for this election.
We are giving you this flag to take it and conquer, take it and win. Yes. Deliver Anambra State. Yes. Wherever you are, use this flag. Show the people that this flag has its logo of persons, family, climbing high. They are climbing high on the staircase. Because wherever we are going to climb high. We are going to take the state from the point where it is to the zenith where they're supposed to be. So I present to you this flag that represents family, hard work, dedication. Take this flag and wave.
Obiora Okonkwo's manifesto, titled My Project with Anambra, the 10-point agenda, contains realizable deliverables that would help transform Anambra State.
I've seen one man with good heart, with good vision, with integrity. I've seen a man with mandate. Onye bu no be 21 local government in Anambra go mezie ya. Jukene monye na-ekwu ife, onye na-ekwu okwu ya bụ ebe kwedike. High Chief Obiora Okonkwo, onye na-ekwu okwu ya bụ ebe kwedike. Mbubi Igbo, n'ofu ahụ ka anyị bụ ndị Anambra. Iwe kpọba ebe kwedike bịa n'ochiba anyị. Dikeora, bịa n'ochiba Anambra. Ebe kwedike bịa n'ochiba Anambra. Mbuba bịa n'ochiba Anambra. Ọ bụ n'ochiba Anambra. Ọ gbajodola bobodo.
According to Dr. Okonkwo, these deliverables will be anchored on a leadership philosophy whereby every project must pass a test of value addition to Anambra State.
ZLP, reliable party, Zenith Labour Party. I will cast my vote on 6 November with our voters card to make sure High Chief Obiora Okonkwo is the governor. High Chief Obiora Okonkwo, Odogu, Okwagika Igatunyelu.
Dr. Okonkwo and his running mate, Dame Jessie Balongu, are determined to change the narrative of Anambra State through a hands-on practical leadership approach. For this, Obiora Okonkwo intends that his administration shall run on some core pillars, which include demonstrating responsible and purposeful leadership through service above self, restoring power to the people in deciding their fate, demonstrate the efficiency and value of public service and public institutions, establish the value of an efficient bureaucracy in the delivery of government's programs and projects, and to help restore the people's confidence in themselves, their can-do spirit, and their government. As president of the Nigeria-Russia Chamber of Commerce, Okonkwo has reached agreement with Russian businesses for the investment of $10 billion into the Anambra State economy through massive industrialization projects that will take off with the creation of 2 free trade zones in the state, the first ever of its kind since the creation of Anambra.
Over the years, there has been a need for a bridge across between Nigeria and Russia. And today, we are glad to have that bridge. I'm not in any way surprised because I know my brother, the president of Russia-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Obiora, is a thoroughbred businessman, and I'm not surprised what he can do or what he has done.
Well, they have enjoyed great bilateral relationship for decades, but today we think that there is a need for improved and increased economic relationship. If you look at the records, Russia should actually have Nigeria as #1 trading partner. The Vice President had promised the commitment to give all the cooperation to our chambers and all the understanding that is needed to improve this new economic relationship. He welcomed this visit. He welcomed the idea of the potentials and thanked the Russians for the good relationship and cooperation that they have enjoyed with Nigeria in the last few years. So, we promised him that we will keep in touch with him on the developments.
And I have just arrived with our big economic delegation. This delegation represents the biggest Russian companies on the world level. And we are ready to improve really and to start to improve the relationship with Nigeria because it's one of the biggest economy, very promising one, with the brightest future, and we see a lot of perspectives here. And I was very glad to hear His Excellency, Vice President, to support this movement to develop our relationship on economic sphere.
Okonkwo, through his campaigns, has dazzled several groups with facts and figures in all sectors. Sunday, September 19, 2021, the campaignship of the governorship candidate of the Zenith Labour Party, Obiora Okonkwo, anchored in Onitsha, the commercial nerve center of Anambra State, which also happens to be the country home of the revered first-class traditional ruler in the southeast, Obi of Onitsha, Igwe Alfred Achebe.
We had just finished our consultation as a first-class traditional ruler, not only in Anambra State but in Nigeria at large. He has a great grasp of the economic situation both of the state and Nigeria. We had discussed, we shared our 10-point agenda as an instrument of revival of Anambra State. He's satisfied with it. He had also told us a few things he also has in mind, but we all share have a common concern about the situation of our state.
After meeting with the Obi of Onitsha, the campaign trail proceeds to the residence of a respected and influential political leader in the state, Mike Okaka, where talks were held behind closed doors.
I can say that it's a level playing field. From what I've seen, I haven't met him before, I respect him today. What I've heard from him, I think he has all the potentials and more.
Obiora Okonkwo continued to host several dignitaries, including a high-powered delegation from Rivers State, led by Felix Obua, the Rivers State Waste Management Agency Administrator.
Issue of capacity is not issue to be debated. He has the capacity, but power belongs to God. All you want to say is that if it's the will of God, that my brother and my friend to be the God of Anambra State, so shall it be. Nobody can stop it. He's capable, he's available, and he can lead.
As part of his commitment towards the upliftment of young people in Anambra, Obiora Okonkwo funded a research project carried out by the Nnamdi Azikiwe University Business School. The research was designed to interrogate why the apprenticeship scheme, Igba Boy, which was well rooted in the southeast region, is quickly losing its relevance in society, and what must be done to revive and modernize it. The research work started in February 2020 and was concluded and submitted in October 2021. The Zenith Labour Party candidate, Obiora Okonkwo, has received several endorsements from different socio-political and religious groups.
But you can see that all of us are very pleased. We are more than happy to receive him today. And you can see that with all the discussion we have today, everybody feels satisfied. For all the questions we ask him, his answers, it shows that he's going to be a wonderful governor. So we are praying to God to help us and to make him the next governor of Anambra State.
Dikeora has all that it takes to be the governor. He has proven it physically, mentally, and otherwise. He's a man of the people. He didn't start the leadership now. This is something that is in him, it's in his blood, and he's just showcasing it now.
The ZLP candidate also got the endorsement of the Anambra Connect, a group of established businessmen who live and run their businesses in Lagos.
It's one thing about me as a person. Once I see any good thing, I grab it with not just my two hands, I embrace the thing. My impression about him is that he has the vision, he has the capacity to be able to lift Anambra State to the stage where we ought to be. Because I believe that Anambra State has all it takes, all the potentials to rank Nigeria into the first world that we're all talking about. And that's why we're making sure that we touch every living being, not just human, so that we will be able to sing it into the heart of the people, what this man can do to Anambra State. And he has guaranteed it because he used a word. Don't tell me about the storm, deliver the cargo. He has told the Anambra State he will deliver the cargo. If he fails to deliver it, we will hold him responsible. No other candidate has said so. And that's the thing that actually led me to follow him all around, to make sure that that cargo will be delivered.
Listening to all his comments and points, I think he has more than capacity to put Anambra in a speed that we needed.
Anambra Connect is a club tilting towards investment and development. As a matter of fact, also, we have allowed him to come and at least identify with us. We all support him. What matters most is that we are going to be getting it right, and it's going to be right for all.
We've been walking around since the political problems have been coming on in Anambra State, and we saw that there's no way we can move further than to gather ourselves together to choose the quality leadership we need in Anambra State, because Anambra, Jamatu, is now a state where people are playing joker with. High Chief Obiora Okonkwo, the candidate of ZLP Party, is the person that Anambra people will have hope to pilot the affairs of Anambra State come November 6th.
We, the Save Anambra Coalition, have decided to throw our weight behind him. We have 21 local governments in the state. We have structures, zonal structures. We have 33 constituencies. You know, Anambra has 30 constituencies. But we did it in such a way that we created extra 3 constituencies for ease of, movement, ease of reach to the grassroots. And we have ward managers, 10-man headed by 10-man ward executive headed by a manager. We call it ward manager. Now we have 20 We don't want to be greedy. We have 20 members in each polling booth of Anambra State. Formerly, we have 5,720, but I had about 60-something were removed. So we have about 5,600 polling units. So when you do that, when you do the multiplication, adding and removing, you will see that he's going to emerge the winner.
It's a coalition of political parties in Anambra State. Coalition. There are ABGA members, there are YPP members, there are PDP members, there are APC members, and there are, of course, ZLP members. And we all came together and decided that this time is enough, that we must look and properly analyze who is the best candidate to follow. We have been doing this since June 26th, when we had the primaries in the various political parties. And as you notice, the primaries were fraught with a lot of fraudulent activity. So we decided to start at that time to call our members. So we have members in all this, and we're going to activate them. They have been waiting to know where they will go. Now we are going to tell them where they will go, because we have done that. They will go to ZLP, to High Chief Obiora Okonkwo. If you take a look at the candidates, easily is the best. Easily is the best. He's the only person that is on his own. He came out actually to be governor, and he will be governor.
There are contestants and there are real contestants. We are testifying to the fact that Anambra State has come to live up to its bidding as the light of the nation and the hub of the Southeast. We have come here not to endorse, but to appreciate intelligence, to appreciate cohesion, understanding of the plight. Because when you have the understanding, you are halfway towards solving it.
We are solidly behind him. The way he's projected his plans, the way he projected it, I think on the sports club is strongly behind him.
I'm very, very impressed with his performance. And from my own belief, he has all it takes to take control of this great state. You know, this state is a very strong state. But if you have the will power, it's someone that has the will power that will rule this state. And from what I've seen in him, he has the will power. He has all it takes to rule this state. And I believe, by the special grace of God, come November 6th, he will take it.
It's not to know Jebego or no Jelugo. There are different. There's a different. No Jebego, no Jelugo. Obiora Okonkwo. O Jelugo no abro no Jebego.
The Okonkwo dream holds a lot of promises for Ndi Anambra. He is accepted across the state as the man with the Midas touch. He is a deep thinker and an ideas man. Anambra will be in good hands as the effort to reverse the maladministration of the past years since 1999 begins.
I'm Chief Dan Wanyawu. I am a lawyer. I'm a member of the National Institute. I am also an officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I am the national chairman of the Zenith Labour Party. I have always been on the path of pressure movement in Nigeria for decades. Providing the Zenith Labour Party ticket to Dr. Obiora Okonkwo is in tandem with my ideology and that of my party, Zenith Labour Party, which we have espoused for a long time. It is with every sense of responsibility and utmost good intention for the people of Anambra State that I passionately appeal that the promise that Dr. Obiora Okonkwo holds for Anambra State should not be missed at this critical time for the restoration of greatness of Anambra State. I wish to conclude by appealing to you again to turn out en masse and take your destiny in your own hands by voting Dr. Obiora Okonkwo for governor. A vote for Zenith Labour Party nke ngwụcha na ballot paper ma ọ bụ party nke ikpeazụ na ballot paper is a vote for Dr. Obiora Okonkwo. I am confident that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has put in place a dependable process that will guarantee that votes will count in this election. Long live Anambra people, long live Anambra State. God bless you.
Dikeora Anambra, Dikeora Zenith Labour Party, CEO United Nigeria Airlines. This was a